Hello everyone, welcome to Heart-Centered Tarot. As always, my name is Marina and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. I hope you've had a lovely few days, and for those of you down in the US, I hope you're ready for your big day tomorrow. So, yeah, nothing like a big feast of turkey and side dishes and desserts and all that good stuff. So I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving tomorrow. And my apologies for not getting on back on Monday, as I kind of said I thought that I would. And I had every intention of doing it. And then I went for a walk with a friend in the dog park on Monday. And after all that, pure love and joy in the dog park, came home and thought, I'm just gonna rest my head for a minute. And yeah, you know where this is going and how this ends, right? Yeah, that was all she wrote. I woke up in time to look at the clock and go, well, I guess I'm going to bed now. so that was what happened on Monday. Anyway, we have had some good news today, have we not, with the Ahmaud Arbery trial, where all three defendants were found guilty, which is as it should be. And I felt, as I kind of read the news, I thought, okay, this is the beginning of the shift. This is where the feeling, the energy just felt different. So, like, how do I explain it? Kyle Rittenhouse was a punch in the gut. And I think the reason that we all kind of felt it so much was so that we could appreciate the verdict that would come down on these three men. And they seal their own fates, and if the prosecutors are asking for life sentences without the possibility of parole, so be it. Ahmaud Arbery doesn't get to argue his case and to say, wait a minute. So anyway, I thought that we would take a look at that. I also thought that we would take a look at why the RNC is paying lawyers for Donald Trump's legal fees. Kind of interesting. And also quickly want to check in on, the Kyle Rittenhouse meeting with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Well, of course he did. Of course he did. And I just also wanted to briefly sort of talk about socialism and communism. And I know that there are a lot of people who want to put them in the same basket and call it the same thing. It's not. They are very, very different from each other. So maybe if we can understand the difference, then you can appreciate why one is not the end of civilization. And while the other one is, I think, probably on its way out. So I'm going to do the readings with, I have a new tarot deck, and it is the Tarot Grand Deluxe by Ciro Marchetti. It's this one. And I thought the images were just absolutely brilliant. So I thought that I would use that and see how well they work. And of course, I'll be using my own deck as well. So, because, I have a deck. So, so, and before I start doing the readings, let's just take a moment and pause and sort of do our little prayer before the reading. And as I always say, if you would like to join me, you're more than welcome. If this isn't something that you like to do, if it's not in your wheelhouse, that's just fine too. Think of something that makes you happy and that brings you joy. So, I call on my guides, ancestors, angels, and ascended masters to protect me as I receive and deliver these messages from Universal Spirit. May this reading and the messages provided be guided by and delivered with love, clarity, and truth. Reveal to me what should be known now, and keep from me what should remain secret. Guide me to always manifest the highest possible good for myself, my spiritual family, and humanity at large. Amen. Alrighty. So, very quickly, with the Amant Arbery, what I'd like to know is this the turning point? Are we going to see a turning point, and has there been enough injustice that has been brought to light that people are going to start to pay attention and realize how unjustly so much or so many of our brothers and sisters are dismissed, are seen as worthless. They are discriminated against. We know it's not right. We know it's not right. And the people who believe that it is right have identified themselves. They have shown us who they are. They have named themselves, and they have shown us what they stand for. And so now there's no going back. Now there's no going back. So I want to know, is this verdict a harbinger of things to come? Is the energy going to shift now? Cards feel really good, but oh my gosh, it's a big deck. It's really hard to shut. Okay. King of Wands. The Knight of Coins. Pentacles. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Seven of Coins, Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Cups. The sort of beginnings of the wish fulfilled. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords. There you go. Yeah. I think that we are seeing the beginnings of the shift. There has been enough illumination that has happened that for many people, it's not that easy to fool us anymore. Where we might have been able to buy some of the rhetoric and wording and stories that we've been told, more and more. Even people who maybe weren't overtly discriminatory or weren't they didn't totally buy into the I'm better than you are mindset. But they also didn't speak up when they had a chance to speak up, preferring not to get involved, preferring, doesn't have really anything to do with me, and so on. I think they're starting to see that until we speak sort of with one voice, until we collectively say this is not acceptable, I think they're going to start to feel uncomfortable in that silence, and that they are going to come around. So the King of Wands is sort of the king of communication. It's wands are sort of the I desire, the communication, the part of the soul. So I do see that this is sort of speaking to a lot of the people's soul, and he's a very benevolent sort of king in here, and you can see there's a little bit of compassion in there too. So followed by the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins, or the Knight of Pentacles, is more having to do with the body and the I possess. He is drawing attention to the things that, to the physical things that are happening, to sort of I'm a little tongue-tied because it's sort of hard to describe. It's like trying to explain the color green to you. There has been a lot of sort of protection when it comes to the people and the money that has been around, organizations that sort of turn a blind eye to some of the inconsistencies that happen in their companies. And I think this particular knight is bringing that to light and is saying, okay, look, you've been exposed. It's there for all to see. And the Nine of Swords is you're hemmed in. This is the sort of the wounded warrior, where you're starting to see and feel a little bit about how the other, and depending on how you describe the other and what that means to you, how they are feeling. And really their feelings are the same as everybody else's. We all have the same feelings. We're all connected to spirit. We're all part of the one. How can you differentiate between the two? And you can't, because you shouldn't. So we've got the Seven of Coins. Okay, so the fruits of the labor coming in, and with the shift, things are changing. Things are they are going in a much better direction. And as I said, a lot of people, like the Four of Cups, a lot of people are thinking and reevaluating what it means to be silent when you should speak, and deciding that they're not going to be silent anymore, that they are going to say something when they see something, when they hear something that is unjust or derogatory or whatever, that they are going to say something. And I think that they will. And I think that's part of the energy shift, is that everyone has, in their own way, is deciding that, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. Like, you know, done this for so long, and how's it working out? It's not. It's not. It's just, it's getting worse. And it's getting worse because it deserves to get worse. We got to cut that out. Let me quickly look at my cards and see if the messages may be a little clearer. And maybe if I'm not quite so tongue-tied. Because, yeah, it's sometimes very difficult to explain a concept that I know it. I know it intellectually. I know it in my head. I feel it in my heart. And yet trying to explain it, it's like I'm speaking a foreign language. So, what do we have? False evidence appearing real. Okay, we've got fear. We've got prosperity and good fortune. We've got divine guidance. Amen. We've got ask again. And we've got challenges and roadblocks. Okay. So, yes, we have been almost trained to kind of view the other, whatever the other might be, with fear. Because remember, it's the other that is going to come into your country and take your job and whatever else is bad, right? That's false evidence appearing real. That's blaming somebody else for your own misfortune, things that have happened to you as a result of your own decisions, or things that happen because that's life, you know, and blaming the other. Well, and I've said this before in videos, when you say, well, yeah, they're coming here and they're taking all the jobs. Yeah, what jobs are they taking? What jobs are they taking? The working in a hotel, motel, cleaning toilets, is that the job? And how many of you have applied for those jobs and be told that no, they don't have a position for you because, you know, they're already fully staffed? Doesn't work that way, right? So, or are they taking the jobs of looking after your children? And are they taking those jobs working in the field? You know, picking the fruit and the vegetables and back-breaking work? So, you know, before you start pointing fingers and saying about how they're taking all the jobs, why don't you try applying for some of those? Work at one of those places for a month or two. Then we can talk. Until then, take a seat. So, we have got to let go of that, okay? Everybody deserves an opportunity to live a happy, healthy, prosperous, fulfilling life. So, we need to invite everyone to come into the shelter with us, not just a certain few. Okay? When we do that, we will find that prosperity and good fortune will come along. Because as they say, the tide lifts all boats. Right. So, when we all raise our vibration, when we all go to a higher place and a more inclusive place, we will all benefit. There is no scarcity out there. There is enough for everyone. Sometimes that's hard to come to terms with, but there is enough. You never need to fear that because someone else has gotten something before you, that they have taken it away from you. They haven't. Maybe your turn hasn't come yet, but they haven't taken it away. They don't have more than you do. So, divine guidance, absolutely. The universe is starting to speak. We are starting to see the shift. And hallelujah that we are seeing the shift. The more good energy, good thoughts, good vibrations we put up there, the more that we will get back. So, if you're finding things a little difficult now, rather than wait until the situation improves, whatever that situation might be for you, start being thankful now for the outcome. Thank the universe every day for the joy that has come into your life. Thank you for the abundance that comes into my life on a daily basis in ways and areas that I had not anticipated. Thank you. I thank you for that. I show gratitude for my family. I show gratitude for the people in my life that I care about, that care about me. I give gratitude for their health. I give gratitude for their happiness. I give gratitude for their joy. When you do that, the universe will reward you. What you think about is what you achieve. And ask again. All right? We will ask again at, maybe in a month's time, and check in with the energy and see how we're doing, if things have improved. And I believe that they will. And even though, yes, there will be challenges and roadblocks along the way, they're not insurmountable. They're showing us that we're on the right way. We're on the right path. So I think this verdict is, it is the beginning of something very good. And I am very grateful for that. Very grateful. So, the RNC payments to Trump's lawyers. Apparently the law firm, and of course, entertainment purposes only, YouTube. I think Fischetti and Mulgieri, if I'm saying that right, LLP. The RNC apparently paid them $121,670 for Trump's legal bill, or bills, or whatever that might be. And this is kind of, they're you can always trust a Republican to find the loophole or whatever. They clutch at their pearls and swoon and get the vapors. whenever somebody else does something, but when it's them doing it, it's like, what? I don't see nothing here. So yeah, they are not, they should not be involved in such things. Not paying Trump's legal bill. Is he not capable of paying his own legal bill? Is there something financially that he would like to share with the world? So, yeah, I think that's probably going to be investigated, and it's just another nail in the Republican 2022 and 24 coffin. So, as I've heard, one of my other favorite readers, Autumn from Black and Orange Tarot and Astrology, she quotes a friend of hers who says, "You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes." So I think that's probably what they're doing, and that's what I'm getting kind of intuitively, like, is this going to be investigated? Are they going to look into this? And or is it just another one of those, oh God, here we go again. Okay, I've got celebration. I've got not your issue. Thank you. Ancestor near. I've got false prophet or religion. Hello, Mr. Trump. And I've got communication. So, yeah, okay. There are different agencies in the U.S. that are looking into it, and they are going to expose the false prophet Trump and what he has done, what he has said, and whatnot. And they're going to have the receipts, right? The communication. They're going to have it all. They're not your issue. That's kind of spirit saying, Marina, move on. I'll let it go. Okay, I get it. I will. Look, all right. I'm not going to talk about Trump anymore. So, yeah, whoever said that spirit doesn't have a sense of humor, I get the message loud and clear. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit before I let you go, as I said, about socialism and communism. Communism forces you to appear to be the same as everyone else. You do not have free will. You do not have freedom. You do not have the ability to either do what you want to do or whatever. In a communist country, and I speak from experience, you are told what you will be when you grow up. You are told where you will live, and you are basically told that your life has been sort of pre-planned. When things are good, those people who are involved with the party will be rewarded. If you're not a member in good standing of the party, if you are not someone who the party values, your life just goes on. And you will face lines when you need to go buy bread, when you need to go get coffee, when you need to go get meat, assuming you can get some. So, communism started off as a good socialist idea But then it got into the hands of mortal men who decided that this was a really good way to exploit the system. If that were not the case, Vladimir Putin wouldn't have the kind of money and power that he does now, because he would be the same as everyone else. We all know that's not the case. He knows that's not the case. And he makes sure that everyone knows that that is not the case. Entertainment purposes only, YouTube. So this is taking advantage of a system that had started out with very altruistic and good idea that's been absolutely corrupted. Socialism is when everyone benefits and everyone is able to access the same things. So everyone is given according to their need, and they give in according to their ability. And I guess the best way to describe that is think of it in terms of a family where you have two sets of grandparents. You've got mom and dad, and you've got X number of children. We'll say 5 as an example, okay? Grandma and Grandpa, when the kids came along, decided to start college funds for all their grandkids. As each one came along, they started a fund. And they are accumulating a nice little nest egg that is going to help those kids. Unfortunately, something happens, and either mom or dad gets really sick. And they need surgery that is going to be expensive. And the grandparents say, okay, well, we have this money that we had put aside for the grandkids. The need of the parent at this moment in time is greater. We can always replenish one. We cannot replace that person. So we will therefore take from some, and we'll take care of the parent, because that is the person that is in the most need at that time. It's the same as you've got 5 kids. You love them all dearly. They mean the world to you. You would give your life for any one of them. And, you have one that comes to you and one is struggling. You don't have to stop and think what you're going to do. Of course you're going to step in. Of course you're going to help. You'll do whatever you can, because that's the one that needs it right now. You don't sit down with the pen and paper and go, well, according to my chart. So socialism is able to provide for everyone, right? Here in Canada, if I get sick, I simply call my doctor and I say, I need to come in and see you. I have the flu, I have this, I have that. And I will make an appointment with the receptionist for something, generally 2 or 3 days from now. Quicker if it's urgent. When I arrive, I will be seen within a short period of time. and my doctor will make a diagnosis and more than likely give me a prescription. When I leave the doctor's office, I thank the receptionist and I thank the girls that were there, and I say goodbye, and it doesn't cost me anything. And then I'm going to go get my prescription filled, and know that when I pay for it, if it's not covered through my employer or if it's not covered through any other method, that I'm not going to have to decide between, do I pay my rent, do I pay my lights, or do I buy groceries, or do I get this prescription? There is no decision to be made. And for the ability to do that and to have this system, I will pay a little more through my taxes. It's a pretty darn good exchange, if you ask me. So there is a big, big difference between socialism and communism. Don't look it up for yourself. Learn the difference between the two. Learn what they truly are, not what you hear on the news channels, not what CNN is telling you, not what Fox is telling you. Look it up for yourself. Learn to know what the difference is. Then you can make an informed decision. But until then, socialism isn't a bad thing. So don't get scared when somebody will say to you, well, no, we can't have this because, the Democrats are trying to make us socialists, whatever. Well, maybe that's not so bad. So anyway, I'm going to stop ranting. I truly am. I will be back in the next couple days, and we'll take a look at a few other things. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope that you will find a multitude of things to be thankful for and to be grateful for. So, until I see you next time, be good, take care, love each other, and we'll chat soon. Bye.